Hey fellow gamers, Chatty Sisa here. As the new year has already started, let's talk about a few new upcoming games for 2026. But I will be focusing in this vid not just on the release dates, but also the platforms and system requirements, as these details are often being ignored. These are of course not all the upcoming games, just the ones I'm following on the channel, and you'll find more content for most of these games already available here and in the future as well, including some new ones that recently caught my eye. Let's start with those that have a confirmed release date. On March 19th we'll see the release of Crimson Desert by Pearl Abyss. Pearl Abyss is a South Korean video game developer and publisher renowned for creating the popular MMORPG Black Desert Online. However, Crimson Desert is an open-world action-adventure single-player non-linear game, that's a mouthful, and it will be releasing on PC, and here also careful, not just for the usual Windows, but also the Mac OS. Then also on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. The system requirements are already available on Steam for both Windows and macOS, so let's have a look. The system requirements for macOS are the same on the minimum and recommended settings for, of course, naturally the Apple processor, and then we can see the same also for the memory, which will require 16 GB of RAM, as well as the storage space, which should be 135 GB available space. The sound card should be macOS compatible audio device. What is a bit different between the minimum and recommended settings is of course the processor. On the minimum required settings it should be Apple M1 and the recommended one is Apple M4 Pro, and the graphics should be M1 for the minimum settings and the M3 Pro should be the recommended one. The operating system is on the minimum level macOS 15 and the recommended one is macOS 26. For Windows we can also see a couple of features which are the same both on the minimum as well as recommended settings, which is naturally the 64-bit processor and operating system that should be Windows 10 64-bit. We can also see that the memory is the same at 16 GB of RAM and the DirectX version should be version 12. The storage space is the same here as well, it will be 135 GB available space that is required, and the sound card should be a Windows compatible audio device. The additional notes are stating that an SSD is required, which is no news these days anymore for new games. What is different is the requirements for the processor. So on the minimum level it's Ryzen 5 with 2600X series or Intel Core i5 8500, and on the recommended settings it should be Ryzen 5 5600 or Intel Core i5 11600K. The graphics card should be a GTX 1060 or RX 6500 XT, that's on the minimum level, and then on the recommended settings you should have either RTX 2080 or the RX 6700 XT. The pricing is known already as well, and the standard edition will be available for €70 or dollars, and the deluxe edition of the game will cost you 10 more, which is 80. The next game will release on May 27th and it will be 007 First Light by IO Interactive, who are best known for the Hitman series. The new Bond game 007 First Light is an action-adventure single-player game with open-world elements and large sandbox-style mission areas. It will be releasing on PC, for Windows, the Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2 and PlayStation 5, including PlayStation 5 Pro. Unfortunately, no system requirements are known yet, but the newest info is a confirmation from the game devs that the game will be modernized, which doesn't exactly boost my enthusiasm for the game, but let's wait and see what they understand under this modernization. The prices vary from 70 euros for the standard edition up to 300 euros for the legacy edition, and I'll be linking some relevant channel vids here at the end of this one. Then there are the games that are supposed to release also within 2026 but have no specific release date yet. So the second half of the year is very probable for those. We should get more information than during the Summer Game Fest, which will take place between June 5th and June 8th, so I'll mark this into my calendar. The first game that is confirmed for 2026 but without a specific date is the Expanse Osiris Reborn by Allcat Games. Allcat Games are best known for their CRPGs based on the Pathfinder tabletop universe and Warhammer 40k universe. Osiris Reborn though is not isometric but a sci-fi third-person single-player action RPG set in the Expanse universe. It will be available on PlayStation 5, PC Windows and Xbox Series X and S. There are no system requirements yet known and no pricing, so hopefully we'll get more info closer to the release date. Also estimated for late 2026 is the Blood of Dawnwalker by Rebel Wolves. Rebel Wolves is a new game development studio founded by former CDPR veterans, and the Witcher influence is clearly visible in the Dawnwalker game. It's a single-player, story-driven dark fantasy action RPG that should be the first in a new saga, so more games are expected after this one, but it'll depend of course on Dawnwalker's commercial success. The game will be available on PlayStation 5, PC, Windows and Xbox Series X and S. There are no system requirements yet and also no pricing, but I'll definitely keep my eye on that one. There are some indie games again that caught my attention too. The first is Deer and Boy by Lifeline Games. Steam says it'll have an early 2026 release, but I haven't seen yet an exact date. Lifeline Games is a French studio founded in 2021 by industry veteran Jason Houdet, and Deer and Boy is their first project. A cinematic single-player platformer with a silent story told only through stunning visuals and evocative music, as there are no dialogues. The game includes clever puzzles and 3D environments, and it caught my attention already in 2024 when it was introduced during the Summer Game Fest. It will be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch and PC, but no system requirements are known yet and no price. The second indie game is Coven of the Chicken Foot by Wildflower Interactive, which was founded by Naughty Dog veteran Bruce Straley. As per the studio's description, the game is a charming yet dark character puzzle platformer set in a stylized world that winks at the tropes of a traditional fantasy adventure game, with an elderly witch and a very peculiar companion as protagonists. The idea of playing as an elderly grandma with a weird pet got me laughing and very interested during the 2025 Game Awards, where it was introduced, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's not clear yet if it releases in 2026 or rather 2027, and my bet is here on the latter. Regarding the platforms, I could only find the confirmation for PC, and the minimum system requirements are already listed on Steam, but I'll keep you posted on further details here, including the price. The minimum system requirements are showing that you will need a Windows 10 version 1703 or higher, processor should be Intel Core i5 12600 at least, and memory 8GB of RAM. The graphics card should be Nvidia GeForce GTX 1650 at least, and DirectX naturally version 12. The required storage space is showing only 6GB, so that should be doable. What will be releasing definitely in 2027 though is Exodus from Archetype Entertainment, which we've already talked about quite a lot on the channel, and also here I'll be linking one of the previous vids by the end of this one. Archetype Entertainment was founded by former BioWare veterans, and unfortunately one of them, James Olen, just currently stepped down from his position, which is making players a bit wary about the game. Exodus is a third-person sci-fi action-adventure RPG with heavy Mass Effect inspiration, but a different universe and in-game focus. Not much is known yet about the platforms, but estimates include PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and high-end PCs. There are no system requirements known yet, which is not a surprise for a 2027 game, and also no pricing, but I'll keep you posted here on this one too. Here are a few other small updates from the past few days, but more on those topics definitely in the January stream and future vids. First of all, there are still no news on the Horizon 3 game, and it looks like the PS6 might be delayed based on the latest news. I wonder what that would mean for the release date for the next Horizon game that was originally expected to be a flagship title for the PS6. And talking about the Expanse, the original writers of the books are currently working with Amazon to create a new sci-fi TV series called The Captive's War. It's not in the same universe as The Expanse, but it might be worth checking out considering the quality we're used to from these original writers, but more on that in one of the upcoming vids for sure. And last but not least, the app GOG or Good Old Games was bought by Michal Kicinski, one of its original founders, and that's a great start into the new year. GOG is a great alternative to Steam, offering older and newer games DRM-free, with offline installers for download available, so there's no need to be online to play your games, and you absolutely own the games you buy. But let's talk about it a bit more during the next livestream. So that's it for now, with a quick overview of what to expect in the coming year. If there's some other upcoming games that you are excited about, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to check out some more games which could be worthwhile exploring also here on the channel. As for the channel's content in the upcoming year, I'll continue not just covering these previously mentioned games, but also making more game review vids and in a nutshells, and I'm hoping to chat with you some more during the regular live streams. For now, I'm wishing you all the best for the new year, lots of fun with gaming, and thank you for being here and for supporting the channel. Thank you very much for watching, stay tuned and game on!